Welcome back in, everybody. It's day 24 of our 25 Drams of Christmas. My voice is going out a little bit here. I got a household that's all sick, starting to get sick myself, but I'm powering through. We got 2 days left. It's Christmas Eve. We've got a very special whiskey for Christmas Eve. We are going to be drinking a Midwinter's Night Dram. Now, this is a product made by High West Distillery. Now, High West is located in Park City, Utah, and pretty much they're master blenders. So they are experts at blending whiskey. That's really what they've been great at for years. Now they're starting to make some of their own product, and they're starting to incorporate some of their own product into their own whiskey. A Midwinter's Night Dram sounds very familiar to that Shakespeare play you've heard called A Midsummer's Night Dream. That's what this was named after. Now, this whiskey is actually a blend of straight rye whiskeys, and what they do is they actually finish this in French oak port barrels. So port, of course, being a type of wine. I don't know much about wine, but so that's going to add a whole different layer of complexity, and it really does something special to this rye whiskey. So I'm excited to get into it. Mash bill on this, they use a 95.5 blend from MGP, and then they also have an 80% rye, 20% malted rye from their own stock that they're using now. So as I mentioned, they're starting to incorporate more of their own stuff. Last year with Act 6, that was the first time they put any of their own juice in. This year has a little bit more of their own, theoretically. Now, on the bottles here, before we get into the color here, they do say limited engagement Act 7. So pretty much 7 is the number of releases they've had. Act 7, Act is the releases. Scenes, or Scene 5, that's the batching they do. So pretty much the 7th release of a Midwinter's Night Dram, and it's the 5th batch they put together of that whiskey. So pretty cool. Let's go into color here on this. It's very dark on the glass. Now this is 49.3%, but you can definitely see the port influence just looking at the color for sure. I mean, the port is popping out of this glass. Not a huge amount of legs. This is also non-chill filtered, so another excellent thing about this whiskey. Let's go into the nose here. Cheers, everybody. Happy Christmas Eve. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if there's a better Christmas wintertime whiskey than this, honestly. I mean, people say this all the time about this pour, but it's just the truth. Nothing but pure, like, Christmas fruitcake. I mean, think of all the spices that go into a Christmas fruitcake. Christmas baking spices, which is almost like a potpourri cinnamon smell to me. Deep, dark, rich fruits are coming through from that port. I mean, like dates, plums, raisins for sure. Almost like a candy-coated raisin. Almost like a, I don't know, like one of those candied oranges. Or candied dried fruits where they have sugar on the outside of them. That's kind of what's coming through on this. So fruity, but it's got that rye kick on it too. I mean, you can tell this is a rye whiskey for sure. Just that port does something to it. Let's give it a sip. Cheers, everyone. Whew. That actually got me. So, 49.3%. To those of us that are used to drinking barrel-proof whiskeys, not a massive number, but 49.3% with the rye spice and the rye kick that comes through on that, it just shocks the palate, honestly. It's like an explosion of flavor on the back of your palate. I mean, it's all that Christmas fruitcake, as I mentioned. Dark, deep, rich, dry fruits. I'm getting almost a ginger note in this. I want to say it's like a gingerbread cookie is how I would describe it. It seems to be more that way because it's so sweet. That rye spice is giving that rye baking spice note. But it's like a gingerbread cookie on the palate. Let's go one more sip here. Finish just goes and goes. I mean, really amazing, the sub 50 proof. Or sub 50% alcohol, and it gives you that great of a mouth coating, that great of a finish. The rye spice is just heating up the chest. I mean, like I said, sitting by a fire outside in the wintertime, this is the whiskey you want to sip on. It's really, really good stuff, guys. Now this bottle is a little bit pricey, right about $100 here in Michigan, right at like that $99 price range. That's tough. I mean, that is a tough price point. If you have the money to spend on this, I say pick yourself up a bottle because you're going to really like this. That port influence does something special to this whiskey. Probably my favorite port finished whiskey I've had, honestly. Maybe, yeah, probably even my favorite finished whiskey I've had. It's tough, but I mean, that's probably my favorite finished whiskey I have had. At least in the bourbon American whiskey category. You know, really. It's that good. It leaves an, like I said, excellent flavor, excellent mouthfeel. It's just the $100 price point. This is a limited release, so I can only find this a couple times a year. When I do, I tend to pick it up because it's just a good whiskey. And when winter months come and it's freezing cold outside, nothing better than pouring yourself a Midwinter's Night Dram to warm yourself up right. Thank you all so much for joining me for our 25 Drams of Christmas series. We've got one day left tomorrow. That's Christmas Day. We're going to have a pretty special whiskey coming tomorrow. This is kind of going to be a transition into Unicorn Week coming up in about a week from now. Right around the first of the year, we're going to be doing Unicorn Week. I'm going to be trying a different unicorn whiskey every day. Thanks to my wonderful patron, Christopher David. He hooked me up with an awesome sample pack. I cannot wait to do that. Unicorn Week is going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to get into it. So make sure you are here tomorrow. I will see you again tomorrow morning. It's going to be another good whiskey, guys. Appreciate each and every one of you. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Stay insane.